The Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV is just about to release, and several critics have already posted reviews. For the most part, reviews are positive, but some are rather mixed, so today I'm gonna go over these reviews and react to them, because some of them are certainly interesting. As a side note, I'm only going over the most important parts of these reviews, otherwise this video would be an hour long. Let's get started. The first review comes from IGN with the article, quote, Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV review, with the subtitle saying, quote, the base game is still fantastic, but this expanded re-release introduces some frustrating limitations that make it hard to recommend. One of the most interesting parts of IGN's review is they say, quote, this new version is essentially an entirely unaltered port of the Switch 1 release, with the Jamboree TV expansion glued on. When you first boot it up, the menu will look familiar to anyone who's played Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. You select between Super Mario Party Jamboree, complete with the Switch 1 icon in the top left, indicating that this is just the old game and nothing more, not even a resolution bump, and Jamboree TV, which displays a Switch 2 icon and actually makes use of the new tech. The difference between this and 3D World's expanded version, however, is that 3D World and Bowser's Fury are wholly unique games that make sense to separate, while these two share a majority of their content but differ in strange limiting ways. Personally, this is a bit disappointing, but I don't really have too much of an issue with this. As long as I can play the new content, that's all I care about, but it does seem really disappointing that the old game is not getting a resolution bump, especially considering that this expansion is $20, where in comparison, the $10 Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom expansion actually added content with the Zelda Notes app and increased the resolution and frame rate of the actual games. Moving on to the rest of IGN's review, they have a couple of highlighted points, the first one saying, quote, Jamboree TV's clear highlight is the new minigames that use mouse controls. They also mention, quote, more than half of this, referring to Jamboree and Jamboree TV, is an unchanged Switch 1 game with 0 performance updates. The review ended with a 7, which is good, and their reasoning was, quote, Super Mario Party Jamboree itself is still fantastic, but the mixed new content of the Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV re-release adds frustrating limitations and strange design decisions to what was otherwise a polished, customizable experience. In my opinion, based on what IGN said about Jamboree TV, a 7 actually seems pretty generous, because that's about the rating that most people would give the most average experience, which it seems like IGN had a kind of bad experience, not just an average experience. Moving on to the next reviewer, we have Polygon, who made the headline saying, quote, Super Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 Edition is the console's best tech demo yet. They make the subtitle, quote, the Jamboree expansion is a thin offering that shows a ton of potential. Polygon also has a rather mixed opinion, saying, quote, the upgrade winds up falling on the inessential side, especially since it misses a chance to add some new maps or characters. But the full package is one of the Switch 2's smartest value propositions at present. Super Mario Party Jamboree now stands as a robust party game that makes up for its shortcomings in sheer variety. Sure, Carnival Coaster isn't something I'll want to play for an hour at a time, but it works as one small attraction in a larger amusement park. I hope that its successor puts a bit more work into the best rides of the bunch, because there's a whole playground of potential here. Personally, I do not, of course, have Jamboree TV yet. That comes out tomorrow. I do plan to play it, although I do not have the USB-C camera, so we're gonna have to see how it works without the camera, but overall, Polygon seems to have a pretty unbiased review. I do kinda like their description of how it's the best tech demo yet, like they're taking a bit of a jab at Switch 2 Welcome Tour, but Polygon has not yet rated Jamboree TV, so we'll see what they rate it. I'm predicting they'll rate it around a 6 or a 7, probably a 7 if I have to pick one. But real quick, before I go over the next review, I would really appreciate if you would like this video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my content. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, so let's see how fast we can get there. The next review is from My Nintendo News, who was a lot harder on Jamboree TV in comparison to IGN or Polygon. They lead with the headline saying, quote, "Review, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV." Their final thoughts were, quote, "While the base game of Super Mario Party Jamboree remains a must-have, the Jamboree TV expansion for Switch 2 is take it or leave it. For the price, the new Carnival Coaster mode and Mouse mode minigames are a fun time, and the new rule sets for Mario Party are a welcome inclusion. Alas, Bowser Live struggles to make good use of the camera and microphone. Camera play is only worth it if you have friends and family to play with online. And the increased resolution is not supported with any of the original side modes. Just one new game board would have added so much value, but Jamboree TV doesn't even have that. 6 out of 10. I'm reading these reviews and I'm starting to wonder if it's really going to be that bad, because I do find that these critics can be overly harsh on a game that's just good fun even if it doesn't have everything. That's why I personally usually don't pay attention to the critics unless they all universally agree that something is bad. Sure, it is pretty annoying that Jamboree does not get a resolution boost and just the Jamboree TV DLC does. The thing that's personally going to annoy me about Jamboree TV is that Pro Rules are just not present in it. One of the more positive reviews of Jamboree TV comes from Nintendo Life with the headline saying, quote, "Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV review." Nintendo Life has a more straightforward conclusion saying, quote, "Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV gives an already fantastic party game a huge shot in the arm, with a bunch of brilliant mouse mode and mic-based minigames that also allow you to see your big silly face as you play. It's all very knockabout, very easy to use, and very easy to enjoy. With a huge base game packing 7 boards and a whole bunch of modes, and the Switch 2's new tech adding to the fun in meaningful ways, this is a thoroughly delightful and totally family-friendly way to party Mushroom Kingdom style. They also have a pros and cons list, or as they call it, joys and cons. The pros are, new mic and mouse-based games are excellent fun, camera stuff is easy to set up and brilliantly executed, huge package overall with lots of side modes and boards, and finally, Jamboree TV mode looks super crisp and fancy. The cons are, the original mode apparently hasn't had the same graphical refresh as TV mode, and no Pro mode in expansion. And Nintendo Life gave Jamboree TV a 9 out of 10. Finally, heading over to Metacritic, they have Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV posted up on their platform. As of recording, it currently has a 77 with 36 critic reviews, and about a third of them are mixed reviews. That is pretty low for a Nintendo game, probably considering that the base game did not get a resolution boost, and that disappointed a lot of critics. A 77 isn't horrible, but it's definitely not as great. The critics were a little bit more nitpicky with Jamboree TV, but a general audience might not see the same issues. You have higher reviews like from Nintendo Life, who gave it a 90 out of 100, but you also have lower ones like from Tech Radar Gaming, which are a low and abysmal 50. From a personal standpoint, I don't see how Nintendo could mess this up so bad that it's a 50, but I guess some people interpret it that way. But anyway guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Like this video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it, and comment down below what you think of Super Mario Party Jamboree TV, and if you think it'll be as bad as the critics are saying. But anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day.